Hey,
Hello.
are you presenting?
Yep.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Hey,
Let's wait. Let's wait a couple more minutes and then yeah, I
what's
guess
up?
we can get started.
Cool. Hey, John.
Hello. Cool. Hello everyone. Hope we all had a great Christmas. I'm not sure if it's the yeah, I think it's not the first community call. If not, yeah, I hope that we all had a good Christmas and a good entry for this 2026. As a reminder, as always, to try and comply with the antitrust policy notice and the code of conduct, which I'm going to show on the following slides. And as usual, we will start with an agenda. We have a couple of things to present today, and then each person will be presenting his part. And then at the end, we either have some open time for reviewing the issues that are important together. If there's nothing, we can just have some open discussion and see where it lands. Um, awesome. So the agenda, there is the first section for announcements. The first one, Pat is going to be talking and introducing the new integration or the new adding that we made to the Cloud Agent, which is one of his old pet projects, which now has been integrated in Hyperledger Identus. And then second, we are going to be introducing a Rust library that for now is going to be a private library until we feel comfortable to make it public. But we aim to start replacing small components of the SDK, like it could be uh, um, the dependency or something to export or to manage Prism deeds. And then we would reuse the same implementation on New Prism and probably on TypeScript SDK too. And as I said, the open discussions at the end. Cool. I think is Pat here?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It,
floor is yours, buddy.
yep. Okay. Thanks, Avi. Okay. So I'll try to share my. Well, I cannot share the screen. Or maybe you can just go to the. Maybe I can. Yeah. I can talk through
To
the.
which link you want me to open? The
Yeah.
first one?
The PR. So so last year before Christmas, before the end of the year, so we make some changes to the cloud agent, and that change is to support multiple Prism Node backend. So right now, that PI is already merged. So right now, the cloud agent is able to use Prism Node as is, as before, as a did resolver and did uh, operation publishing. So that is already supported, but this one brings a support for NeoPrism as well. So if you want to try it out, replacing Prism node, so NeoPrism is already to do that, and we already integrated as part of the integration test. So every action that's running on the CI is using NeoPrism, by the way. Yep. And yeah, Javi, can you go to the slide? And I have the link to the documentation. Yep. So the documentation portal is also updated to document how the configuration should look like to be able to use NeoPrism. So whatever you used before will continue to work, but if you want to opt in, so we have to do some kind of backward compatible configuration. So your infrastructure will continue to work, but if you want to opt in, then you can configure the node backend variable, and then there's some examples here showing you how to configure the agent. So have a Neo Prism running and configure the agent, and you are good to go. And the migration guide, there's a migration at the very bottom. So the migration should be seamless. So if you are already running Prism node, just switch to the new config, and then you should be good to go. And yeah, that's it. The change is not released, by the way. So this change will come for the next release as soon as we release it. So yep, that's it from my
That is an
update.
awesome feature. Well done.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions so far about the implementation? I think part of the team is already aware of these changes, so I don't expect big amount of questions. Let's jump on to the next item that we have in the bucket. As we have talked, we are going to be introducing for now an internal library that at some point we intend to make public. And the reason is because it's going to be helping other libraries and implementations to perform and to not have code duplicity and have to implement it in every single language. In terms of TypeScript, speaking about my main area, I would consider that we would not have a full edge agent implementation in Rust, but instead I think that there is a lot of functionality that TypeScript SDK can benefit from at the same time that NeoPrism and other feature implementations of the agent or the nodes that require shared functionality, we will not have to code that in two languages. The objective is not to replace the SDKs at all, but to try and benefit them in a way. Then I personally tried thinking, well, not thinking, but checking on the TypeScript SDK, the three things that are more important or that are currently using WebAssembly are the DITCOM library, the unencouraged implementation, and JWE implementation, which is used internally by the SDK. If we could at some point merge all these three, not merge, but bundle all this functionality into a single WebAssembly binary, it would be a lot easier to manage from our side and less heavy as a WebAssembly package. Then as a migration path, of course, we are not going to be doing heavy refactors. Neither this Rust library is going to be our main objective. So do not expect like everything shifting to Rust. But yeah, that's more or less what we are planning. I'm not sure if Pat, you want to cover anything else in here, but I think the overall idea is correct.
Yeah, not much to add, but so it's I think my plan for at least from my side, I would try to split NeoPrism into smaller components and trying to migrate those into this new repo, Rust repo. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, that one thing that we defined at the beginning, the building blocks, it would be great if this new Rust library would respect the building blocks. in the sense that if it belongs to cryptography, we know it's Apollo. If it's the resolution, we know it's something called Castor and stuff like that. I mean, it's not strictly mandatory, but I think it would be nice. Awesome. I think that's all for the scheduled agenda. I'm not sure if you guys have any open issue that you wanted to review or any open discussion that you guys may have.
So I have a question about the libraries. So you mentioned that it's going to be private, but my understanding was that basically what Pat mentioned, he wants to move some of the functionality that already is in NeoPrism out to a library part of it.
Correct.
So
I
it's
mean,
private
at
in the
some
first
point,
step, but it needs to be public, so NeoPrism can use it.
at
Okay.
some point it needs to be public 100%.
Okay.
Like for development, we can rely on the installing a Rust package from a GitHub repository, and as soon as you got access, you should be able to fetch it. But yeah, in a future, of course, this library needs to be made public.
Okay, I was just trying to understand that.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. I personally don't have any open items. I'm kind of working now on TypeScript SDK to, yeah, after Christmas, there was a bunch of PRs that were open, so doing a little bit of house cleaning. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm not sure if you guys from community have any extra topic.
One of the things that we need to update, yeah, and clean up is the project board in Identus.
Yes, let
That
me
board
open that.
is, I was trying to update some of the tickets in there. Me and Elaine, we're trying to make a new board, but we need to update this one in the meantime. There is a lot of tickets in there that needs to be updated.
Yeah.
So the no status and backlog doesn't really matter this right now because we have everything in one board, but the things that is like on planning and those tickets should be updated.
Mhm. Yeah.
And some of the tickets are on with no status. I think it's already done. So I'm pinging people to try to move those tickets to them.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I see the
everyone
effort.
should check the GitHub notifications because we need to update this board.
Okay. Look, this is done for sure.
Yeah, so just write a comment and close the tickets, but we can do afterwards.
Yeah, I need
Unless
to
anyone,
update a lot of these things because I also did a lot of things for the Campy.
yeah.
Oh yes,
Basically,
of course. This is coming from all the repositories. I see why it's so bloated.
yeah, basically we need to update the tickets on the repositories because I'm seeing those tickets being done and not being updated. That's
Yeah,
my
I see.
point.
Well, thanks for pointing that out. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm myself, I don't have anything additional. So I guess if not, we can just have a quick community call early January and then hope for more longer ones in the future.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. We
Awesome,
need to have
guys.
more stuff to show.
Cool. Hope we all have a great afternoon, great evening, great morning, whatever it is on your time zone, and catch up next week. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice day.
Bye.
Bye.